There was nothing but static, and then impact. I don't know how long I was out, but when I came to, all I could hear was the ocean. Stranded, alone, just me and the endless sea. This is Oceanblock 2, and survival out here, it's not just about building, it's about staying afloat in every sense of the word. No land in sight, no backup, just my wits, my hands, and whatever I can salvage from the crash. If I'm gonna make it, I need to start now. By dawn, the platform had grown, and for the first time, I placed down a piece of dirt. A small victory, but a massive step forward. Watching that first sapling take root, there was hope. No more ripping apart nearby rafts for scraps of wood. Now I could grow life right here, at the crash site. This wasn't just survival anymore. It was the beginning of something bigger. As I was gathering more supplies, a notification popped up. An airdrop. A rare stroke of luck. A lifeline. Without hesitation, I jumped into my bamboo raft and paddled towards it. As it descended, I knew this was my chance. The crate hit the water, and I didn't waste a second. Food, tools, everything I could need. And of course, I took the chests with me. Out here, you take what you can get and make it last. On my way back to the crash site, I noticed something odd. The water had gone completely still. Then out of nowhere, my raft lurched to the side. Something hit it, hard. I caught a glimpse of the movement below, fast and dark. An Enderman, or something close to it, but adapted to the ocean. I didn't stick around to investigate. I paddled back to the platform, heart pounding. Whatever that was, I just had my first reminder: the ocean isn't empty and it never sleeps. I decided to spend the rest of the night getting organized and expanding the platform. A bed was next on my list. Sleeping through the night sounded a lot better than keeping watch. So I went back to the airdrop, this time to collect some of the parachute. It wasn't much, but it would work. I crafted 2 more pieces of dirt and even started repairing the insides of the ship. That's when I found an unexpected guest. Something had gotten itself stuck in the exhaust. I handled it. Out here, you can't afford to leave loose ends. I kept repairing the ship using whatever scraps I could fish from the water. I sealed up the leaks in the floor, patched the walls, and removed the seats inside the cabin to free up some much-needed space. I placed down my bed and arranged my new chests, turning the wreck into something that finally felt livable. By the next morning, I wasn't just surviving, I was flourishing. Now with resources flowing in, I expanded my platform, providing safety and comfort. Survival was no longer just about getting by. I could feel it. This place was starting to feel like a home, a place where I could plan, where I could breathe. The ocean may have taken everything, but now I was taking it back, one plank at a time. After finishing the initial setup, I decided to create another dock on the other side of the ship. I even repaired one of the ship's doors, making the wreck feel a little more like something that could hold together. As I was collecting resources, something strange happened. A creature got stuck in my raft. I rushed over in a panic, untangling it as quickly as I could, setting the alien creature free to live another day. In that moment, something clicked. Just because I'm stuck here doesn't mean I'm stranded without purpose. I was put here for a reason, and maybe, just maybe, I'm supposed to do more than just survive. I continued expanding the other side, working tirelessly through the next day. I left sections open to the water, creating a way for the ocean to provide its resources, each wave bringing something new. Construction continued, and with each plank, hopes were rising. The second dock was completed, and the ship, well, It was in good standing now. There was still much more to do, but for now, we have a home. The next thing we need to do is automate some of our resource generation. I crafted a few sieves and set them up inside the water so we can automatically collect some of the debris that floats by. I also went ahead and placed a chest nearby to store any excess materials so we'll always have what's needed. The next thing we crafted was something called the dripper. It slowly introduces water into the block below, allowing us to create new materials like clay. With this, we can start generating more resources, turning the endless ocean into something more manageable. As I was crafting more materials, I was attacked by another creature. This one looked similar to a lionfish, but was far deadlier and way more aggressive. As I fought it off, another one showed up. Now it was a 2v1. Things were getting tense. I managed to kill one, and the other, sensing it was losing, ran off. For now, the danger had passed, but I knew I wasn't out of the woods yet. The next day, I crafted a contraption that would allow me to sieve gravel, sand, and dust to acquire new resources, things like iron, coal, and copper. I set it all up and placed a chest in front to collect the resources as they came through, but I ran into a problem. I had run out of string. To solve it, I had to run over to a nearby raft and salvage some of its sails. Once I added the mesh, the contraption was finally ready to go, and that's when it happened. I was able to generate my first resources. I spent the rest of the day sieving gravel for iron chunks. It wasn't the fastest process, but it was worth it. Once I had enough iron chunks, I was finally able to smelt them down into 9 iron nuggets. Combining them, I crafted our first iron ingot. This wasn't much, but it was a milestone, a sign that we were on the right track. This process to make just 1 iron ingot was very time consuming. To make it better, I crafted a campfire so I could use the heat to increase the strength of my iron ingot. I could also heat up some glass and form it into a heat-resistant jar. With this jar, I could place it over the campfire and melt ore inside, allowing for a more efficient way to convert my iron chunks into ingots. Now, with a basic home to call our own, a steady flow of resources, and the beginnings of a system that could keep us going, we built a solid foundation for our survival. Out here, in the vast, unforgiving ocean, it's just us and the endless waves. But as the sun sets on this small corner of the sea, I know one thing's for sure. We're not just surviving anymore, we're starting to carve out a future. And with each passing day, the ocean feels a little less like a prison and a little more like a home.